Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now, if you watched the news on Monday night, or if you read basically any of the media stories about real estate on Tuesday, Wednesday, you would think that the sky is falling. Now, I have a great relationship with the media. I do a lot of appearances, so I don't want to sully that. But I do want to say, and what I've said on many occasions, is that they always kind of selectively choose a story. And so I got 4 calls on Monday from reporters, well, 2 was TV and 2 were columnists, who said, do you have somebody that X, right? One of them was, do you have somebody that has put their search on hold because they believe prices will drop 20% and blah, blah, blah. That person's already made up their story. They're just trying to find somebody to fill it. So let me give you the story. TREB numbers came out on Monday. The average home price in Toronto, which side are we? I did this last week. This side. The average home price in Toronto is down 6.6% from April to May. Now that is a massive, massive number. But you have to remember that it's an average. So could be that a lot more of the $4 million houses were on the market in the month of April as opposed to May. And in actual fact, we discussed that in my office, but that's beside the point. Let's say all things considered, 6.6%, that's massive. But you also have to put it in the context of, including that 6.6% drop, the average home price since January 1st is still up. That's right, 18.3%. So I kind of felt like, the media wasn't telling the whole story. And obviously I wanted to tell you guys that the market is still up 18% despite that massive drop. But I also want to be completely honest, not sound like a real estate cheerleader and say, wow, pretty big 1 month drop. Now again, an average, consider that. The HPI benchmark index I've always thought is a better, smoother average. And that happens to be up month over month. In any event, can I put a link here? I'm not sure. A link to Market Watch. Maybe you can click that if you want to. That's TREB's Market Watch. That's where we get the stats from every month. And of course, once TREB puts the Market Watch out, the phone starts ringing off the hook with reporters that want to delve into whatever story it is that they happen to be writing. Okay, that's the lead in here. The topic of the day is going to be incredible locations. That's a fun one, right? Incredible locations. So by that, I don't mean like, hey, I love living in King West. It's so cool. There's a lot around there. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, take 660 Pape, for example. Okay, I won't ruin the surprise. You probably saw in the email. That's a building that I want to feature today. And in terms of that location, that's in an area that is dominated by houses. It's in Riverdale. So if you said, I'd really love to live in Riverdale. I want to be on the subway. I want to be in an old church loft. Now I'm really getting into it. But that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. I want to bring your attention to buildings that are in just unbeatable locations. But part of that is the fact that often with these incredible locations, what makes them so incredible is there's no other options around there. So it's not like, oh yeah, City Place, great location. No, first of all, I don't love it. It's very congested and next to the highway. And it's full of 92% renters. And if you were running a scam, you'd probably live there because the landlord happens to live in Hong Kong and the agent that rented it to you really doesn't check up on it, and that's where the hookers and drug dealers live. But we'll edit all that out later. So take that as an example. There's like 50 condo buildings down there. So it's not, wow, look at this location that I'm getting after. It's things like the first one that I'm going to feature today. Wow, look at this location in this low-rise building that just happens to be in the heart of Leslieville. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive right into it here. Take a look at our 5 properties we've got here, guys. I always try to spread them right across the city. We've got 2 on the east side, 1 right downtown, 1 in High Park, and 1 on the west side. So we'll start here, guys, with 1003 Queen Street East. Now, for those of you real estate aficionados who know the numbers of buildings, know the names of buildings, you say 1003 Queen Street East. Why do I not know that? Why is it not ringing a bell? 1005 King Street West, yes, DNA. 1003 Queen Street East, drawing a blank. That's because this building is brand new. Okay, this building was just registered, I believe, at the early part of 2017. Let me check my notes here. Yeah, so it has been registered as TSCP 2569. I'd be willing to bet that's actually TSCC, and they messed that up. So as an aside here, guys, let me put that up here. TSCC 2569. If you're looking at, and that's Toronto Standard Condominium Corporation, if you're looking at how old a building is, you can almost look at that and kind of, as a general rule, maybe 70, 80 buildings a year get registered. So my building, 112 George, is TSCC 2087, and that building was registered in 2009. So we are how many ahead now? We're, well, that's Okay, maybe say 50 a year. Does that make sense? But as a general rule of thumb, you can look at the building, the condominium corporation, and say, for example, my old building, I think was TSCC 1708, right? That was built in 2006. So the older the building, the lower the TSCC number. Okay, some of you really don't care about that. Point being, they just got registered. So this is a 4-story, 10-unit building. 10 units, that's it. And I want to go to the map to show you why this is such a great location. There are buildings right here on Carlaw, right? You've got the printing factory lofts, which of course we don't sell in because of the whole scandal that I wrote about on my blog and then got in a lot of trouble for. I wouldn't say trouble. Just because you get negative feedback doesn't mean you're in trouble. But you do have 88 Colgate, great building. You've got, I think, 53, 55 Colgate. You've got 233 Carlaw, the garment factory lofts, which is great. And then you get up here. So this whole alley is condos. But if you wanted to be in Leslieville and you wanted to be away from Carlaw, which is a very busy street, not to say Queen isn't, but it's all condos, all of a sudden here, right at the corner of Pape and Queen, you have this tiny little building here with 10 units. It's an amazing location. Can you beat that location? No, you probably can't. So this unit here, this is 429, and it is a 1-bed, 1-bath. I don't like what they did here. Look, loft, bathroom, no measurements. Way to go. I think this is the agent's own unit. No, it's not. This was somebody from, I don't know, some brokerage I've never heard of. Okay, that makes perfect sense. You get what you pay for. So as you can see, super open concept, right? This is a 1-room unit, essentially, where you have living, dining, kitchen all combined. We call that the appliance wall. So what you really want to do is put an island in here, or at least get like a trolley or something from IKEA, just to separate the kitchen from the living space. Because what you don't want is to be sitting on your couch and feel like if you need to wash your hands, you just kind of reach back a little bit. So you have to set this up smartly with the furniture. Now again, not a massive space, right? This is only probably about 530 square feet. What is that, a desk? I guess that's the den. Why didn't they call that a 1+1? Call that a den. And there is the bedroom. I think that's a Murphy bed, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't take enough photos. Let's just keep going here. So it's upgraded, stainless steel. Yeah, there's your Murphy bed. Okay. So, oh, hello, Murphy bed pops down. So it's actually a bachelor. But they're calling it a 1-bedroom because there's absolutely no repercussions. And then things like this, $3,840 for taxes. That's not accurate. The taxes haven't been assessed. But what if you did that and then someone filed a complaint against you? Would you get in trouble? Because I had someone file a complaint against me. Yes, I went to RICO jail. I'm telling you guys right now, I went to RICO jail. The taxes were, I think, $1,465. And I put, no, wait, it was like $1,472 and I put $1,427. The opposite, the inverse, right? It was a typo. I'm not going to name names, but it was whoever, broker loaded it. And on closing, the buyer became opportunistic and said, I want $5,000. And in the end, this girl filed a complaint against me for misleading. And I had to go to RICO jail for 3 days. And it's amazing because there are so many listings. I was looking at one today. It was on Able. And it was your classic, like, the seller lives overseas. And maintenance fees, it said 300, 300.00, and taxes, it said 2,000. And I had to go to RICO jail for 3 days. Like, mine was a typo. My point is, I'm saying, fine, send me to RICO jail for 3 days. That means you have to take a course, which you learn nothing in because the whole time you're going out in the hall to take phone calls. The whole point is that things like that exist. There's thousands of them. And I call that selective prosecution. You kind of pick one of 1,000. Anyway, so there's my deep, dark, dirty alliteration secret. So when you see things like that, you know that that's just too even. Those aren't the taxes. I will say at least they tried to estimate them. Your taxes will not be assessed for several years. So remember, guys, if you're buying, and this is important, if you're buying in a building where the taxes haven't been assessed, your agent has to put in a clause holding back some of the money, sale proceeds, in the lawyer's trust account. I'll give you an example. You buy this for $429. 3 years from now, the government says, hey, by the way, your taxes are $2,000 a year. And you go, great, okay, I'll start paying you. They go, you owe us $6,000 for the last 3 years. And you go, oh, okay, but I didn't live there. The previous owner lived there. And they go, yeah, we don't care, pay us. That's what happens. So you have to hold back a certain amount, and you put that in your Schedule A, and it says something like the buyer and seller hereby agree that a holdback of $6,000 to hold back for 2 years to be applied against taxes. The buyer has to provide proof, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so I hope you learned something from that. Anyways, guys, so this unit, to be honest, I don't love the fact that it's $429,000. Holding back offers, by the way, Yeah, it works on TV, right? It's an agent that doesn't really know what they're doing. So holding back offers at 429 for an open concept 500 and something square foot loft. I mean, it's a neat layout with that Murphy bed and this desk here. It's, you know, really like a live workspace if you want. But I have a hard time thinking this is much over 500 square feet. So let me get out the old. I'll turn that down. Let me get out the old Casio. You know what I sound like when I say that? Let me get out the old. I sound like our good friend Bob Ross. Yeah, Bob Ross, right? Like, let me get out the old fan brush. Can we put that up there?
You use the old fan brush.
Yeah, you know when you use old. Say, like, I'm going to put on the old sunglasses, right? Bob Ross, everything's the old. Let me get out the old 2-inch fan brush. Actually, it's a 1-inch fan brush for those of you that watch Bob Ross. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you're seriously missing out. Okay, so 429,000 divided by 500 square feet is 858 a square. Now, let's say that this thing, 429,000, is as much as 530 square feet and still 809 a square. 809 a square, no parking. Boy, guys, I have a hard time working with this price point. But as I said, you cannot beat the location. Okay. Okay, guys, the next property is 1239 Dundas Street West. Now, if I heard 1239 Dundas Street West a few years ago, I would think that's like commercial industrial. No, it's not. 1239 Dundas Street West. This is 3 blocks from Trinity Bellwoods, and it's also how close to Ossington Avenue. So Ossington Avenue is where there's a lot of nightlife, a lot of restaurants, and I'm not a foodie, as you know, but I'm willing to bet if I zoom in here, and we're going to try this, if I zoom in here, Google is going to pop up like little foodie places. You know, the kind of place where you take a photo of your food and then you upload it to Instagram for other people to like and be like, OMG, you so deserve it, girl. And they spell girl, G-U-R-L, which I guess is cool to misspell words. God, I'm old. Okay, let's zoom in here. Oh, look, here we go. All right, we got the Contender. We got the Garrison, right? These are places I would never go because I'm at home with my wife, drinking alone when she goes to sleep. We've got the Flamingo. We've got the Doc Ellis, the Libertine. What else we've got? Ooh, we've got E.L. Ruddy. I don't even know, but Yahoo says, or Google says that that's a place to eat. We've got Unlovable. Wow, wow. Oh, Sukhothai. I actually do Uber Eats that once in a while. The Lockhart, Pavao. Anyways, now I'm officially just reading you the names of restaurants. Point being, guys, this strip here is super popular with people that are not boring like me. So if you wanted to live in this area, again, you ask yourself, how many buildings are around there? And yes, there are a handful of buildings on Ossington, but there is so little around here in terms of new construction. And this building, I think, is, yes, 2015. So this is called the Abacus Lofts. And this is, it's a very weird shape to it. Let me get a picture of that. Yeah, that's an interesting shape, gotta say. So, great location. Let's take a look at the actual unit. Sure, why not? And this is, dare I say, guys, this is another one that I feel is a little up there in terms of the price point. So I get that it's a super hot area, but we're $849. Oh, actually, this was the confusing one. Watch this, $849. See this here? It says $8 to $899, and then here it says fantastic layout, just under 1,000 square feet. So which one is it? Now, if this is 1,000 square feet, $850 a square for brand new construction in an area like this with parking, locker, that's not bad. But if this is actually 850 square feet and it's 1,000 a square, I mean, look, I get how much prices have increased, but 1,000 a square to be at Dundas and Dovercourt? I know it's a super cool area. I know that if I wasn't 36, turning 37 on August 30th, you know, and I was in my 20s, this is probably where I would want to hang out. So that's what's driving the price point here, and that is why, even though I'm making fun of, you know, people going out who have lives, it's an incredible, incredible location. So there's just not a lot around here. There's actually on Halton, I think a colleague of mine has a townhouse unit listed for sale. That's a good spot too. Sorry, let's go back to the unit itself. Okay, so 2-bed plus den, 2-bath. Ah, there it is. There's the look. That's what we just showed you guys. So pretty typical layout. Don't love the stage job here. But I think that this is a 9 or a 10-foot ceiling. It should be a 10-foot ceiling. Nice open concept living space. There's your dining space, and you've actually got room for a real dining space. The problem, of course, is that with this layout, let me go back, this is what you do with stagers. This chair and this chair points to this couch. Now, I've always thought staging's so funny because you stage for mannequins. So you have this person and this person sitting, staring at this couch, where there's 2 people staring at these people. And then on the other side, you have the dining room table. So, and realistically, you would put a TV here and you'd put a couch here. Now they've got it set up so that there is no TV, which I know is like a growing movement, among people that are like, oh, I don't have a TV, I just stream. But there's a lot of people that, don't pay for cable and hook their laptop up to their TV. I just think that most people have a TV. So when stagers do this, I always think it's very funny because they're basically showing you how to stage for mannequins. Okay, so there's your 4-person dining room table. I would have put 2 more chairs to show 6 people. Big bedroom. And again, stagers, and I do it too. You always put a chair in the corner. It's like somebody sitting in that chair watching the people in the bed. Never mind, I'm not going there. Okay, so you got a sliding bedroom door. You've got a 4-piece ensuite bathroom. There it is. Very nice finishes in here. And where's the kitchen? Oh, there's the other bedroom. So with sliding doors as well. It doesn't have a window. There you go. So yeah, it's a bedroom. Doesn't have a window, but as I've said on occasion, I don't think you have to have a window to call it a bedroom, especially the way things have gone, well, I guess starting in the mid-2000s when the whole loft craze gave us, concrete rooms with sliding doors, no closets, and no windows. So there you go, second bedroom, which is fine. And then the kitchen. The kitchen's interesting. Notice how it's not as deep. You would kind of like it to be a little bit deeper, but you don't want it to be like that appliance wall from the first one. So you've got gas, which is nice. The appliances are all sort of miniaturized. This big blue piece here, I would imagine, is either theirs or it's a staging piece. Then over here, you've got the den. And to me, that's what, oh, there we go. Just clean up that spray paint. That's what makes this place a little bit better than most 2-beds, is that you've got this den area where I suspect they have staged it with a TV, or if they haven't staged it and these people are just really cool, they've put the TV in there, and then they leave the living dining room for entertaining. So that extra room gives you a lot of options. I really like this place. I just don't know about the price. And then it says here, sellers request short marketing period and welcome offers Sunday, June 11th after 4 p.m. So they brought it out on a Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, by the way. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's 4 days. So you call that not a soft holdback. A soft holdback on offers is 24 to 48 hours on offers. But this isn't a full holdback. It's a short marketing period. I guess it's the lesser of 2 evils. Maybe they just want to be able to get to the open house. Either way, location's great. I like this building. The price is just, depending on the square footage, because there's 2 different square footages here. Okay, moving right along. 11 Soho. Now this is a very cool building. So see this building, it looks very small. Now between 11 Soho, and I believe it's 25 Soho and 18 Beverly, that's 3 buildings. There's 231 units. So, and they're all kind of combined in the same complex. This building is beautiful. I love the red brick. I love the little courtyard. I love the greenery. I've always liked this building. And the location, you can't beat. Where is this? Well, sure, it's right in the heart of the action. This is Queen and Spadina, Queen and Beverly, Queen and John. I'm actually just reading streets out now. But this is that area, let's zoom in here, but this is that area along Queen Street where all that retail, right? All that retail stuff, probably where I'd never go because I like buying things on Amazon.ca, but all that retail stuff is. So it's a really vibrant area, even if you're not buying stuff there constantly. If you want to live downtown, you want to be in a really busy area. Not busy with traffic, not busy with people, but just busy, just a lot happening. That's the spot. That's Queen Street. And then you get over here towards, where is it? Towards Duncan. And then you've got, what is that? I should know. I've been on there a bunch of times. Much Music. What's in that building? BNN is in there. I've done a bunch of spots there. So you've got that over here. So it's just a really busy area. It's a great residential spot. Again, if you're looking for peace and quiet, you're not living here. But as far as downtown goes, it's a great spot. Now, you're going to say to me, well, hold on, David. You said you're looking for areas where there are very few condos. There's tons of condos around here. There are, but take 111 Peter. That's a building I've never sold in, and I probably won't because I don't understand the pricing. You've heard this before. I'm going to say it again. Pre-construction condo prices are so incredibly high. It's bought by so-called investors, and they're so-called because they can't really be, excuse me, let me grab this, described as investors because they're really just hoping for something to happen. And then when they come on the market, the prices are even higher and people pay them. And it goes back to, why is it expensive? Because it's expensive. That's kind of a circular argument. This is expensive. Yeah. Well, it had to be expensive because it was expensive, right? Expensive now because it was expensive to buy. 11 Soho, not so much. This unit's priced at $740 a square foot. Needs a little TLC. But first of all, where are you going to find a layout like this? Where are you going to find a building like this? Can I drop the little man here? Let me drop the man. I want to show you the outside of the building. There it is. God, that's beautiful. Look at that. See what I meant with the trees? I don't know how this is playing on the screen for you guys. See what I meant with the trees? There's the red brick building, right? And there in the background is 111 Peter. So wow, you're living in a massive tower. you know, at $1,000 a square, and here's cute, quaint 11 Soho. Oh, look, and on the other side of the street, you have old Victorian houses. This is awesome. You can't beat this location. You want to see inside? Okay. 1,188 square feet, 2-bed, 2-bath, listed at $879. Maintenance fees are $771. Let me get out the old 2-inch fan brush. Sorry, I meant let me get out the old Casio. And this is, what do we got here? We got $771 divided by 1,188. Wow, the fees are only 65 cents a square, and they include everything but hydro. So the unit needs paint, as you can see, right? This, not nice. The red, not nice. It needs to be painted. It's got stainless steel appliances, but it's got, interesting, stainless steel appliances, but it's got countertops that, they're kind of like the ones that I had in my condo when I moved in. We replaced them with a white with a swirly pattern. And so you could probably redo the cabinets if you wanted to. So, I mean, you're not spending, I don't know, much more than 10 grand to paint, but look at this open concept space. So think back to some of the units that we've seen where you're not getting that kind of open concept space in terms of the square footage. You know, this would be like the loft, that's the entire unit. You still have 2 bedrooms. That's an awesome spot. So I like to often let the furniture separate the rooms. This is one big room, right? You can go TV, chair, couch, chair, then over here you can go 8-person dining, then here you can go desk, then here, I mean, anyways, there's just too much damn space for me to even draw it up on here, but there's a lot of space in here. So just a ton of value here, guys. I love this unit. I love this building. I had somebody waiting for a unit in here and just put their search on hold, so it's just ironic timing. Now you've got carpet in the bedroom and an ugly light fixture and ugly curtains. See what I mean? This unit's a bit tired, but the square footage is phenomenal. Huge walk-in closet with custom organizers. Paint out the red. Swap with the vanity if you don't like it. Shower tile I wouldn't redo. It's too expensive and too messy. And there's the other bedroom. Doesn't show well when it's vacant. I definitely would have staged this. And there you go. Beautiful shot. That's actually a very nice shot. You got the CN Tower in the background. So I love this building. I love this unit. I think I said that. But can you possibly beat this location for this cute, quaint 8-story building? And if you've never heard of this and you're seeing this for the first time, I'm telling you, you've got to put this building on your radar. Okay, let's go ahead now to 20 Gothic. 20 Gothic. Yeah, that sounds a bit weird. Remember when Goth was in? That was, I think, like grade 9. I was in grade 9, 1994. I was into Green Day. And there was other people that were into like 9 Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson, right? That's when the whole goth thing took over. So Gothic. Well, I guess we're just reliving grade 9 all over. I really don't want to. It wasn't a good time in my life. Calm yourself. Right, okay. Thank you, I'm back. So 20 Gothic. This building was finished in 2009. Believe it or not, it's only 175 units. It looks like a pretty big building, but it's not as big as you would think. So the location here, guys, is unbelievable. Can you beat this location? Not only are you steps to Bloor, steps to High Park, but you have the TTC right across from you. So I'm looking at this, and I don't want to typecast, but I'm thinking downsizers. Okay, this is about 1,000 square feet, and it's priced expensive. It's $1,100 a square. Part of it's because it's a penthouse, and it's got a terrace, and everything else that I've just said. But I'm thinking downsizers. I'm thinking somebody that wants to walk across the street to the TTC. They want to be able to jog and exercise, walk the dog in the park, and then you can walk, what, 8 minutes up the hill and be in prime Bloor West Village. So the space is great. It's a split bedroom plan. Again, open concept. See what I mean? Use the furniture to split up the room. Although that's a bit snug for my liking. Open concept kitchen with an island. Perfect. Again, a little bit dated. I mean, 2009. You can say what you want. Double fridge. That's going to be nice with the older demographic. I'm not typecasting. They love that. And they love to be able to get water and ice from the fridge. I know people. What can I say? I work with a lot of people. So there you go. Really bright here. Remember, we're facing northwest, but there's nothing around 20 Gothic. There's a few other apartment buildings, but there's really nothing. You get a ton of light pouring in. It's a corner unit and a penthouse. There's your 5-piece bathroom. There's your second bath. So these guys, maybe this is grandkids, huh? Just trying to figure it out. Again, look at the amount of light that comes in here. It's incredible. And then you've got the terrace, right? So you've got a terrace here that I think is about 300 square feet. I think I have somebody for this, actually. I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, it's the way it goes sometimes. You know, the market's busy. Sometimes you all of a sudden look at a unit and you go, you know what? I think I've got someone for this. So 300 square foot terrace with a barbecue, and look at this view. It's completely clear. So the overall package here, showing the laundry, that's great. The overall package here, there's the gym. Oh, that's the TTC. I was gonna say, why did they take a photograph of pavement? There you go, High Park. Nicely done. The overall package here, guys, this is unbeatable, right? This location, there's 20 Gothic. You got a little park across the street, which I guess if you were grandparents, you know, you're babysitting, okay, fine. You can be a young couple. That's fine too. If you don't want to go all the way to, you know, High Park, which is, oh, I don't know, maybe 150 meters as opposed to 20 meters, right across the street with High Park. And then let's just zoom out here, guys. So the retail infrastructure starts at about Clendenin here, right? That's where the Tim Hortons is over here. And then once you get to Runnymede, from Runnymede to Jane is where most of the retail stuff is. So just an unbeatable location, 1,100 a square. It's getting up there in terms of the price point. But, you know, there are a couple of new developments here along Bloor. They're pretty pricey too. So for my money, I go back to 20 Gothic. Okay, last one we're going to do here, guys, is 660 Pape Avenue, which I alluded to in the intro. So 660 Pape Avenue. Oh, oh, here we are. I'm going to give you one guess who this was built by. Somebody told me that I've mentioned this builder like in the last 4 videos I've done. I'll give you one guess who built this. You're right. It's my friend. It's your friend. It's Bob Mitchell. That was a photo of Bob Ross. Can we get Bob Mitchell up there, please? Thank you. Okay, so Bob Mitchell. Yes, Bob Mitchell. I believe I had featured a couple. I think I did the one on Claremont. I think I did the one on Richmond. It just so happened that Bob Mitchell was the builder for those. So this, again, yes, is another Bob Mitchell project. So where is this? Here we are, 660 Pape. So I mentioned this in the intro. This is Pape and Danforth. And guys, remember, this is all houses. Okay, so let me do a big zoom out here. Too big. This entire area, Broadview, Gerrard, Pape, Danforth, this is all houses. So you're a downsizer, you're a retiree. You want to live in a condo that's in Riverdale. Here's your only option. And guess what? It's 20 paces to the subway, 20 paces to Danforth. I don't know who I'm doing an impression of. The location is absolutely positively unbeatable, guys. So what's the unit that we've got here? You look at this and you go, I'm paying 1.1 million for a 1-bed. No, that's not really what it is. It's a loft style, right? So the way that it's broken up over multiple different levels is such that you have one true bedroom and then one sort of den. It's not for having kids. It's not for having roommates. This is a great alternative for somebody that's coming from a house, either downsizing or somebody that just doesn't want a house, say in Riverdale, you know, 1.5, 1.6, and you go, you know what? I don't want to spend that. I don't need the space, but I like the area, 1.1, and I've got a killer loft and a church conversion. So these units all have really great kitchens, reminiscent of homes. I like the vaulted ceilings. See up here, it opens up. So you've got this little sitting area here that obviously they don't have a TV. Big, massive dining table. You could have 12-person table if you wanted to. And then as you get upstairs, they're probably going to say, move their TV area up there. See this? Really cool. Overlooks, right? Overlooks the area below. Outdoor space, should definitely mention that. There's also 2 parking spaces. So you've got an outdoor space, which is very rare. There's a gas hookup. There's a water line, so you can do whatever you want out here. There's an aerial shot looking down from here, the bedroom. So bedroom's massive. Look at the size of this. That's the bed. That's the office. That's a couch. That's an old school TV. The bedroom is massive, and you're not going to get that in most condos. And this is why I went back to downsizers, because one of the biggest problems with my clients who are downsizing is they come from huge houses with huge bedrooms. And then all of a sudden you look at these tiny little condo bedrooms, and it's, you know, like 9 by 10 if you're lucky, with like one closet, reminiscent of like an 1880s Victorian, when John and Jane Smith each had one pair of trousers and one Sunday dress. No, we've got double closets here, huge bedroom, and there's a great shot so you can see how it kind of wraps around the living space below. Bathroom, and hello, family room, right? Very, very cool, very cool. I don't know if I needed the extra very cool. So why don't we have a TV in that main room? Well, because you don't need to. You've got this. Now, they don't show you the levels here. This kind of bugs me. See this? You don't have the levels. But you get a sense of, and they don't have floor plans either, you get a sense of how big this place is and how it really actually kind of feels like a house. So I don't want to call it condo alternative because that's kind of a silly word that I've never cared for. And then this is, what is this? What is this? This is part of the same room, I believe. Or a different room. Anyways, this is a different room. I don't think I've actually seen this one. I thought I saw this 5 years ago. It's a different unit I'm thinking of. Anyways, all the better. Now you've got even more space. So tons of space, 1,800 square feet, 2-car parking in a converted church loft by our good friend Bob Mitchell, who, as I mentioned, built this. 32 units, 3 stories, and literally steps from the subway. Let's take a look at that again. Wow, get out the old Google Maps. I know I'm doing the whole Bob Ross thing. I can't stop saying get out the old. But seriously, do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'm going to go off on a massive tangent here, and we're wrapping up. So you can feel free to turn this off at any time. But just tell me that you watch Bob Ross, and tell me what your favorite Bob Rossism is. Can we get an ordered list up here? I know you're gonna, no, just do it, please. Is your favorite part of Bob Ross, 1, when he mixes color on that board?
Put some Van Dyke brown, little alizarin crimson in there.
I love that. Okay, 2, when he makes a happy tree, right? Oh, we're gonna have a happy tree, and then he says, "We'll give it a friend." Can we get that video? Yeah.
There lives a happy little evergreen tree.
Okay, what about at the intro when he makes little crisscrosses? We're just gonna crisscross here with little X's, right? Let's get that up.
And we'll take this old brush and just making little X's, little crisscross strokes. We'll just very quickly drop in just a little warm part in the sky here.
So you know I'm not totally crazy. Oh, here's one. How he pronounces white. He sounds like Kevin Spacey from House of Cards. White. How about when he says titanium white? Let's get that up.
Let's go into a little titanium white. You use the old family.
Right? And then, of course, his own favorite, and what he's known for, beating the devil out of the brush.
Just thinner, shake them off, and just beat the devil out of them.
Which one's your favorite? Honestly, I can't decide. Anyways, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Netflix and watch Bob Ross. You'll be addicted. I don't have an artistic bone in my body, but I swear to God, one day, and don't tell my wife this, I'm going to come home with an easel and like $700 worth of art supplies. And Jenna's going to go, "What is this?" I'm going to be like, "Oh, didn't you know? I paint." Anyways, guys, that's it for us here at the Bob Ross Show. This was good. I think we covered a lot of ground. I hope I introduced you to a few different buildings and, of course, a new TV show. So have a fantastic weekend, guys. Keep very close tabs on the market because it is changing dramatically every single day, up, down, all around, and we will see you next week. Bye for now.